Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Drew Meyer with Meyer Construction. This video is going to be about framing rough openings. I'm going to be showing you how to frame a load-bearing window here. What we did is we're centering this window in between the bay of the exterior windows. It'll tell you on the window what size of rough opening for the window you want. This is roughly 24 by 36 on the package. It says for you how tight you need to frame it, and that's going to depend on if you're doing a retrofit, if it's an exterior window with a nailing flange, and you can talk to people at the big box stores to figure out which kind of window you're going to need and suit your needs best. And it's always a good idea to go ahead and lay out on your plates where your windows, doors, any openings are going to go, and then pull layout, because that way you'll know any framing member that's in an opening, cripple, you know, if depending on a window, or above, you're gonna have a header if it's load bearing. So I take by 12, set it on my center line, and then use the blade of my tape to make an indentation. That's gonna start, and this is gonna be a little messed up because I already marked it out for the other window. But basically at that indentation, you set your line. That's going to be the inside edge of your trimmer. And your trimmer is what supports your header. So you scribe one line, and my speed square has markings on the inside, so I can slide it to 1.5 inches from that mark, make another line, and make my final line. So we're going off pencil lines now because I had to shift it slightly. But so your first mark where you pulled off 12 inches from your center line, make your mark, 1.5 inches over, mark, mark. Trimmer, and then that's your jack, or some people would say this will be your jack and king stud. Or trimmer, and you could, I don't know, trimmer and king. Everybody's got different terminology. So then it's as simple as doing the same thing, setting it on 12, from your center line, scraping your blade, and then transferring your mark, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and same deal, your jack and king stud. And you can see here what I'm talking about. Your jack holds your header, is nailed to your king. Also, this is also called the trimmer. Typically 81.25 is what you cut your trimmers to. And another key thing is to match. You want your door and window heights to match up, all be set level. With that, you can shoot a control line. This floor's, our slab is right on, so we're not worried about that. But especially like in a hallway, if you're in a hallway or a room where you can sight and there's a bunch of windows and doors, go ahead and shoot a control line, and then take your tape and pull off the floor. And the lower the number, the higher the floor. It's like the lowest number you get is the highest spot of the floor. So that's what you want to set your door to, and then all the other ones can match. So nailing up your trimmers, make sure you crown them the same way. Start on one end. And if you're using framing nails, 3 1/4, make sure you angle them sufficiently. And flush it up as you go along. Uh-oh, the boss just showed up. That window is cheaper than set online. 90. Not for a single hung. I think that was a slider, was 90.
How do I shut this thing off?
Huh? If you touch the screen, it lights up, like shows you the picture.
How do I shut it off?
Shut it off?
Yeah, it's terrifying.
The top button. When you cut your header, it's the size of your rough opening plus 3, because 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches on each side where it's going to bear on your trimmer. So rough opening plus 3. So you nail up your header and then assemble it with your trimmers and make sure they're crowned equally. And the big thing is just to flush it up as you go. So in a trick like this where you're toenailing is to hold your nailer off the line or your stud, and then when you shoot that nail you're toenailing, it'll push it back like when you're setting your stud. And making sure you get the right angle, you know, about 1.5 inches up. And that's one thing this nailer is really good for, is this tip. It's a lot easier to toenail than some other nailers. It really bites. So you can see that one's got to come over. I've only nailed it twice. There's my line. Square. Then I put pressure. Make sure when you're shooting into the bottom plate to have galvanized nails in your gun. So since this needs to go back and towards the room, I'll come to the front and nail it. It's easier to manage. So now it's a little proud. By doing it that way, you can kind of fine tune it. That's the thing, you kind of adjust it.